You've been trying to feel better for a long time now. Not in an obvious way, not in the way that looks like desperation from the outside, but quietly, consistently, in all the small invisible ways that have become so automatic you don't even notice them anymore. You reach for your phone the moment discomfort arrives. You fill silence with noise. You stay busy, not because there's so much to do, but because stillness makes something in you uneasy. You scroll, you plan, you distract, you optimize. You listen to another podcast, start another routine, journal your way through another spiral. And for a moment it works. The edge softens, the weight lifts just enough, and you tell yourself, okay, I'm getting better at this. But then it comes back, and each time it does, it feels a little heavier than before, a little more resistant to the things that used to help. And somewhere underneath all the effort, there's a quiet voice you keep covering up with noise, one that's been trying to tell you something you haven't wanted to hear. Chasing the feeling of feeling better might be the very thing keeping you from actually getting there. Here's what no one tells you about emotional discomfort. It doesn't need to be fixed, it needs to be felt, not analysed, not reframed, not immediately neutralized with a coping mechanism that keeps you one step removed from your own experience. Just felt, fully, without an exit strategy. That sounds simple, but for most people, it's one of the hardest things they'll ever do, because somewhere along the way, you learn that uncomfortable feelings were dangerous. That sadness meant something was wrong with you. That anxiety was a malfunction, not a message. That feeling low was a problem to be solved rather than a signal to be heard. So you built systems, beautiful, intelligent, well-researched systems for making the feeling go away faster. And the systems work for a while, but they don't resolve anything. They just postpone it. And postponed feelings don't dissolve, they accumulate, they go underground, they show up later in ways that feel unrelated and confusing, in your body, in your reactions, in the patterns you can't seem to break, no matter how much you understand them intellectually. This is the trap. The more efficiently you manage your emotions, the less you actually process them. And the less you process them, the more you need to manage. It becomes a cycle so familiar, you mistake it for just how life feels. Think about the last time something genuinely difficult happened. Not a crisis, just one of those quiet, heavy moments that settled over you like a fog. What did you do with it? If you're honest, you probably didn't sit with it. You probably moved. You cleaned or planned or called someone, or researched or watched something, or made a list of things to improve about yourself or your situation. Not because those things were wrong, but because staying still with that feeling felt unbearable. Like if you stopped moving, even for a moment, it might swallow you whole. But here's what actually happens when you stop moving. The feeling peaks. It intensifies for a moment, sometimes a long moment. And then, if you don't interfere with it, it begins to shift on its own. Not because you solved it, because you finally gave it enough space to move through you instead of getting lodged inside you. Emotions are not states. They're events. They have a beginning, a middle, and an end. But only if you let them complete the cycle. When you interrupt that cycle, every single time, you don't end the feeling. You extend it. You keep it alive by refusing to let it finish. And this is where it gets uncomfortable. Because what comes next requires something most personal development content would never ask of you. It requires you to stop trying to improve your way out of your own experience. Not permanently, not recklessly, just long enough to actually be in it. Because here's the thing about all the tools, the breath work, the journaling, the affirmations, the cold showers, the morning routines, none of them are wrong. But when they're used primarily as escape routes, when their main function is to help you feel better faster, they become a sophisticated version of avoidance. You're still running. You just look more productive while you do it. Real growth doesn't feel like optimization. It doesn't feel like leveling up or getting clearer or becoming more disciplined. Real growth often feels like sitting in a room with something you've been afraid of and not leaving. It feels like discomfort without distraction. It feels like being honest with yourself about something you've been softening for years. It's not cinematic, it doesn't make a good caption, but it changes you in ways that nothing else does. There's a version of healing that's very loud. It posts about itself, it tracks progress, it performs transformation, for an audience, sometimes just an internal one. And there's nothing wrong with sharing your journey, but when expression replaces experience, when you're so busy narrating your healing that you never actually drop into it, something important gets missed. The quiet version of healing looks almost like nothing from the outside. It looks like someone sitting still. It looks like a person who stopped trying to fix everything and just let something land. It looks like a moment when you finally stopped arguing with how you feel and just said, okay, this is here, I'm not going to fight it. That moment, that exact unremarkable moment, that's where things actually change. Not in the breakthrough, not in the insight, not in the motivational peak of a video like this one, in the quiet private choice to stop running, to stop reaching for relief and instead reach for honesty, to stop asking, how do I feel better, and start asking, what is this feeling actually trying to say? Because your feelings aren't against you. They never were. Even the ones that feel unbearable, even the ones you've been managing and suppressing and reframing for years. They're not malfunctions. They're not signs that something is fundamentally broken inside you. They're information. They're your inner world trying to communicate something real to your conscious mind. Something about your needs, about your boundaries, about what you've been tolerating, about what you've been denying. When you silence them fast enough, you never get to hear the message. You just feel vaguely off, low-grade overwhelmed, emotionally tired in ways you can't fully explain. Like something's always slightly wrong, but you can't locate what it is. And you try harder, you optimize more. You add another tool to the toolkit, and still underneath it all the same dull ache. That ache isn't a flaw in your system. That ache is the message you haven't let yourself hear yet. So what does it actually look like to stop trying to feel better and do this instead? It looks like noticing when the impulse to fix arrives. That automatic reach for the phone, the urge to plan, to clean, to scroll, to research, and instead of acting on it immediately, you pause, just for a second, just long enough to ask, what is here right now that I'm moving away from? It looks like letting the answer come without immediately trying to change it, without immediately consulting how to deal with it, or what it means, or how quickly you can move past it. Just letting yourself know what you already know. It looks like sitting with something uncomfortable without needing it to resolve on your timeline, without needing it to make sense right away, without needing it to transform into a lesson before you've even finished feeling it. It looks like trusting that you can handle what's here, not because you have all the tools, not because you've done enough inner work, but because you're here, still, present. And that is enough. This is not about wallowing. This is not about giving your difficult feelings permanent residence in your life. It's about giving them a proper visit, a complete one, so they can actually leave. Because the feelings you run from don't disappear. They follow you. They set up camp just behind whatever you're using to distract yourself. And eventually, when the distraction runs out, there they are, still waiting. Still saying the same thing they were trying to say months or years ago, just louder now, more insistent, more disruptive. But when you turn towards them, even slightly, even trembling, they begin to lose their power over you. Not because you conquered them, because you finally acknowledged them. Because you said, I see you, I feel you, I'm not running anymore. And something in that acknowledgement, something in that simple act of presence begins to dissolve what years of management couldn't. You don't need another strategy. You don't need a better morning routine, or a more refined journaling practice, or a smarter way to reframe your thoughts. You need permission. Permission to feel what you feel without immediately trying to fix it. Permission to be in a hard moment without turning it into a project. Permission to stop performing okay and just be wherever you actually are. That permission won't come from outside. No video, no book, no framework can give it to you. It can only be given by the part of you that finally decides the exhaustion of constant management is heavier than the discomfort of actual feeling. And when you give yourself that permission, something shifts. Not loudly, not all at once, but undeniably. The grip loosens, the chase ends, and for the first time in a long time, you're not trying to get somewhere else. You're just here. And here, it turns out, is far more bearable than you were afraid it would be. You've been so focused on becoming someone who feels good that you've been missing the person who's right here, feeling everything, surviving everything, showing up through all of it. That person doesn't need fixing. That person needs witnessing. By you, just you. So stop trying to feel better. Not forever, just right now, in this moment. Feel what's here instead. All of it. Without the exit, without the strategy, without the plan to turn it into growth before the feeling even finishes. Just be in it. Fully, honestly, without performance. Because that, more than any tool you've ever picked up, is what actually changes things. If this landed somewhere real in you, don't move past it too fast. Sit with it. Let it settle. And if you're ready to keep going deeper into this, subscribe. Not for the content, for yourself, for the version of you that's done running.